well, get to clean it here again. And what I realized about cleaning and just being out in the world, that so much of what life is just pretty much taking what we can out of life. Just the day to day. So that's what I recognized about my day to day. That I just do what I can. Looking back at what went on, I did it in between here already last time, doing laundry again, and now going through it, and just recognize how deeply I pretty much am now just cleaning deeply on the steering wheel. And it's crazy how much I recognize the difference of life now. I understand now how much getting through everything is like each part. Like my little pieces of every bit of everybody that I knew. I mean, it was alright, I had my time with everybody, and I spent time with everybody. I can either feel regretful for that, which I don't, I can feel ashamed for it, oh man, I spent all that time, or like I do now, I recognize that I'm going to surround myself with the greater people now, and the better people now, even the people that I surround myself with at this second. I'm going to look at the people that are the best versions so that they can help me to find the best success today, tomorrow, next day. And it's going to look different, And that's because every success, every positivity is going to be different. Like last time I talked about how a lot of things are about antisocial behavior, but really it's not. I saw a video just today, how most people literally, put themselves in that, whether they're trolling online, things like that. I saw a video just the other day where, not even a video, just a capture of a woman smiling. And she was smiling about the fact that she felt good for how, an eye for an eye kind of feeling. How she could finally get back to men in a higher position of power now. That she could finally feel good for doing something that men had done to her, now that she's in a higher position of power. And I'm thinking, wow, we're kind of circling back to this identity of it kind of sucks, because it's pretty much what men did. It's pretty much to what the gender did when they were in power. It's all right, cool. Well, we're going to circle back for a while then. Nothing will be resolved, because if you want to look at Trump, if you want to look at Elon Musk, if you want to look at all the people that are horrible in power right now and call them out and say they're horrible, you're not going to do anything different as a gender. I mean, that's cool and all, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just great. Resolution solved. But you got to find the people that aren't like that, and you got to look at the people individually. But if you're not going to, then there's nothing. It's the great nothing. It's the great nihil. And it'll always be the great nihil, because that's what trolling is online. Literally finding out that, this person cheated. Well, what if they cheated with nobody? Like, what if they cheated with somebody that pretty much didn't exist? Like, this identity of thirst traps, all this stuff online, you know, and all these things that don't exist. I think a lot of things now are glamorized, especially in the United States. Like, pretty much the only things we have here are drug-addled people. I mean, that's why pretty much most people are celebrities, are pretty much intoxicated on drugs, all that stuff. No wonder. All we want to do is sweep poverty under the rug. We don't want to deal with it, but that's all we have. We either have corporate gains or poverty swept under the rug. So that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got, baby. And then the rest is pretty much everything else. Like, I gotta feel good to have this power. And anything else, shower it in guilt for the fact that you have empathy. But the great thing is, I grew up in a time where I don't feel guilty for the fact that I have empathy, because my family did take advantage of it, and a lot of other people and friendships made me feel like, oh yeah, that doesn't get you anywhere, that kind of stuff. But that didn't make me feel less. It made me feel less of that friendship, which is great, because it's like, well, this friendship is done. Like, it just agonized that friendship. It's like, great, okay, well, friendship over. do. Like, you pretty much ended our friendship. Cool. Congratulations. Like, it would have been great if our friendship lasted, but you didn't want to. You wanted to blast it to smithereens because you didn't want our friendship to last, based on me being empathetic and you thinking it's pathetic. I mean, that's fine and all. I get it. I'm not trying to smash that to bits and say it's bad. Basically, it's like attacking emo music or something. It's fine. You don't like that style of music. To me, I like all types of music. And I understand the initial where they came from. Doesn't mean I don't. I just know that it doesn't take away, like, knowing. When you know it, when you know the existence of it, and you know where it comes from, you're pretty much in a no-win zone when people get upset about things. I'm just cleaning the door now. Would you like to see? It looks soapy for some reason. Look, check it out. It looks all soapy. I wonder why. Sorry, my face is all not clean yet. I didn't take a complete shower just yet. Just had to wash up a little. I'm gonna clean up a little later myself, because I pretty much don't need that cleanup just yet. That's for later. Right now, it's mostly my laundry and the car a little bit right here. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, you know, it's like, I get it, you know. But then I also see a lot of the people that are in that position, they got their power for that moment, and then the drive is gone once they lose it all out. Because then, the way they lose, they cannot get into a position even in the generalized public, because now they've got a black dot in their record. Ooh. So, and I mean like a horrible one, where it's like they have to now wait for someone precociously to be okay with the fact to hire them based on that. Ooh. Doesn't mean that's always going to work. You got to actually wait for the fact that someone's going to be okay with that. Nowadays, especially after COVID, that's not so easy. I'm grateful for the fact that after, during, and before COVID, yeah, things didn't go so good because of COVID. But the good thing is I kept myself employed the whole time. And for a lot of people, that wasn't the case. So they kind of said, yeah, I'm going to just collect money. You know, and most people are that way overall. They kind of just do their own thing. You know, I want to just get money. And I get it, you know. Hey, you know, getting money is great. For me, I'd rather, you know, make money based on what I'm actually doing, which is a little bit of a different story, you know, because it pretty much says that I'm not feeling guilt tripped about it. I'm not like going, uh-oh, I gotta feel bad for the fact that I'm making money. It's not even that. It's that I actually do want to make money for what I'm actually providing, you know. And the cool thing is, each time I actually got into a different career, different place, I actually did motivate myself to get there. And that was a little different for every single thing I did. And I know that that's not every person. You know, some people just want to just get that money. I don't know, this conversation is a little different than the last one, but I was just thinking about that today. You know, because today's a holiday, I'm actually thinking about my grandpa too, because I know that he was in the military, and thinking about how much, like, I never really thought about him in the military, which sounds funny. And, you know, when you don't think about the military things, you're kind of like, oh, okay, he was in the military. But, like, you don't really think about those things. And that's because you're not really in that position to. And not, like, in a bad way. It's just, like, maybe I just didn't really have to think about it. You know? I didn't really have to consider everything, and all I really had to do was just live my own way. Whew. Okay, now I'm gonna do this story. And I just sort of cleaned up everything for myself, and I noticed that almost every action I did, I didn't really ask for help. And it wasn't even I didn't really ask for help. When I did, it was like, I don't have time to help. But when others asked for help, I was always prepared to help. So I just remembered that, and it made me think about how much, like, I don't even have any friendships anymore because of that. It just got annoying. Like, that's it. It's like, all right, well, friendships are over. Like, because it's like, it's like not useful. And it's not even about the fact that a friendship has to be about helping someone, but it's about the fact that you're not even there for me when I may need you. Like, hey, I'm asking for help with this, and it's not even asking for a service. It's like, hey, you know, I'm trusting you. So if I'm trusting you enough to ask you for help, that's what I'm asking. Like, that's what I learned. So, and the fact that you're saying no, whether it's a family member, a friend, you know, and all these labels like brothers, whatever, what I've learned is that how much that, like, really puts the stake on, like, it just takes that all away. And it makes it seem like, okay, cool, well, it just puts that to all bid, you know, puts that all away and makes it seem like, okay, well, maybe all those things just don't matter in just the day-to-day. And that's okay. But I think I'm recognizing how much having day-to-day ones really do count. See you later.